Hello, good morning. It's the 8th day of September 2025, and you're welcome to yet another exciting edition of Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 Television. We're coming to you live from our studios here at number 5 Owula Hansen Lane, Tessano in Accra. I am Nanatifu Boateng. Now, I don't know about you, but I had an amazing weekend. It was super fun, but it was the beauty of Ghanaian ingenuity that got me sold. All right? So 2 days at the Ifua Sutherland Children's Park here in Accra, we had our This Is Ghana exhibition, and it was nothing short of pride, innovation, and the power of made in Ghana. Absolutely beautiful stuff, and you should have been there to experience him. This is the type of experience that we can't actually describe to you. It's one that you have to share in, one that you have to revel in. So, I mean, the Ifua Sutherland Children's Park was lit with color, culture, commerce, and if you like, Ghanaian innovation. And thousands of visitors trooped to the park for the 2-day event. That's the This Is Ghana exhibition. Simply amazing. The park was absolutely fantastic. It became a showcase of Ghanaian ingenuity where you had traditional artistry meeting modern innovation. And of course, you can feel the heartbeat of local enterprise right there in every stall at the park. Now, see, the exhibition this year was strongly based on innovation, creativity, and sustainability. And we had exhibitors drawn from across all industries: fashion, agro-processing, technology, crafts, lifestyle, and corporate brands displaying products and services that were authentically Ghanaian but globally competitive. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And of course, we had the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, also visit us. We had the Minister for Tourism, Jifa Abla Gomashi, also visiting us. And they themselves, including us, were all wowed at the local expertise, the local enterprise, and of course, the craftsmanship of Ghanaians. So we are super grateful to all exhibitors and of course to our patrons for coming through for the This Is Ghana exhibition. It was a huge success, and of course we're eternally grateful to you and to everyone else that was part of the This Is Ghana exhibition. We say kudos to our exhibitors, kudos to all participants, but above all, I want to say thank you to our sponsors. You guys were absolutely fantastic. We say thank you to all sponsors. MTN, thank you to EcoBank. Thank you, Side Hustle by EK Brand Consult. Thank you, Ghana Export Promotion Authority. FVV Foods. FVV Foods was there. Thank you so much. Ghana Enterprises Agency, GEA, thank you. Ghana Exim Bank. Oh, you guys were fantastic, amazing guys. And we had your CEO there as well, Sylvester Mensah. Oh, you guys were amazing. Thank you so much for coming through. We're supported by Built Financial Technologies and Trillium Industrial Company Limited. Thank you to all of you for coming. And of course, thank you to our sponsors. This year's This Is Ghana exhibition was nothing short of acceleration. And we are grateful to you for being a part of this exhibition. It was massive. It was a huge success, and to see all the number of people that were coming in and going out, to see Ghanaian craftsmanship, Ghanaian artistry, local enterprise. Oh my word, it was simply beautiful. And we are so grateful to everyone that was part of the This Is Ghana exhibition 2025 edition. Yeah, it was great. It was fun. We look forward to next year. And please, those who are complaining that they couldn't participate, next time when we advertise the thing and we say call and register. Call and register. And when you register, please follow up with your payments. You see, that's the only way that you can secure a slot. So yes, better luck next time, but we'll see you next year. It was great. Thank you to everybody that came in. There's another one happening, another big one that is coming. It's happening on the 27th of September, and you just want to be a part of it. The City Business Olympics is back. All right, it's time to network. It's time for team building. It's time to establish connections while keeping fit. So let's go, let's lose, let's go have some fun, but let's connect, let's build, and of course, let's grow our businesses. Let's establish partnerships at the City Business Olympics. It's happening on Saturday, the 27th of September 2025 at the Eden Heights Sports Complex, Wager, and it promises to be exciting. All these years, we've been bringing corporate bodies together to play and to have fun, to compete, but above all, to network, to connect, to establish businesses, to establish partnerships. So be part of the City Business Olympics. Call us now, 0558 973 973. 0558 973 973. Please call us now and be part of the City Business Olympics. Don't wait till the last minute. Like some people missed out on the This is Ghana exhibition and they are crying. Don't wait till last minute. Be part of the This is Ghana exhibition or to miss out on the This is Ghana exhibition like some people did. But we want you to be part of the City Business Olympics. So call us now, 0558 973 973. 0558 973 973. Register your company and be part of the City Business Olympics. We're going to have 7-a-side football. There's going to be basketball. There's going to be tug of war, tennis, swimming, just name it. And of course, your board games are also going to be available. Volleyball. You're going to have your chess, your Scrabble. If you like, you think you are good at Owari, come and face me. Because me, the Owari, I'm the Owari champion. Nobody can beat me. So come and let's play Owari. You understand? But show up, we'll have some lime and spoon, sack race, just name it. All the games are going to be available at the City Business Olympics happening on the 27th of September 2025 at the Eden Heights Sports Complex, Wager. Come and let's network, let's connect, let's establish partnerships, and let's grow together as a people. We'll see you on the 27th, all right? But please do call us now, 0558 973 973. We beg you, call now and register. And when you register, please make sure you follow up with your payment so you are guaranteed a spot at the City Business Olympics 2025. Now let's talk about news. And let's tell you a simple way to have access to the news on the daily, on the regular, easily accessible, and of course, always available. I'm talking about the Channel One News app hosted by the Google Play Store. Get onto the Google Play Store, download the app, and you can have the news on each or every device that you have. Channel One News app, it's quite easy, it's simple, and of course, accessible. The interface is quite friendly, and so it's simple to navigate and to use. So download the Channel One News app from the Google Play Store, and then you have the news literally in your palm. Okay, that said, let's get into other news matters and look at the front pages this morning. The newspapers are here, and so we'll check out the front pages. I'll start off with the Ghanaian Times. Relaunch of National Sanitation Day. President rallies citizens, announces performance assessment framework for MMDCEs. Relaunch of National Sanitation Day. President rallies citizens, announces performance assessment framework for MMDCEs. 8 perish in road crash at Komanze. 8 perish in road crash at Komanze. And there's a disturbing picture on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Recklessness on display. You have 4 people sitting on a motorbike. None of them, not a single person, with a helmet. For me, the life, I have only one. So I don't take chances like that. I don't know about these people. May the good Lord continue to have mercy upon all of us. Professor Alidu elected NDC parliamentary candidate for Tamale Central by-election. Professor Alidu, that's Seidu Alidu of the University of Ghana, has been elected parliamentary candidate for the NDC for the Tamale Central by-election. So that's the front page of the Ghanaian Times. When you go to the back page, you have some sports stories there. 2026 World Cup qualifiers, Black Stars stretch lead in Group I. But just so you know, the Black Stars will be playing Mali tonight at 7 p.m. And so look out for that game. Hopefully they win and they stretch the lead. And then, of course, they get some 19 points there, which will bolster our chances for qualification. So we look forward to that. Hearts beat Olympics to lift 2025 Democracy Cup. So all that in the Ghanaian Times. Go grab a copy and you can get the details. Now, let me take you to the Chronicle. Chronicle says, Tokonu's removal is questionable. Justice Nene Amegache speaking there. Tokonu's removal is questionable. And it's attributed to Justice Nene Amegache. Police to replicate Operation Black Maria in future events. Police to replicate Operation Black Maria in future events. Then you have Intim Fojo here saying, let's stop politicizing tribal conflicts. Let's stop politicizing tribal conflicts. That's Reverend Intim Fojo. On the back page, a number of sports stories. Like I mentioned, Ghana hosts Mali in crucial World Cup qualifier. Algeria travel to face Guinea in Group G. Zambia welcome already qualified Morocco. And you have Equatorial Guinea clash with Tunisia today. So sports stories on the back page. But a scripture for the day is taken from the book of Isaiah, the chapter number 10, the verses 1 and 2. Woe to those who decree iniquitous decrees, and the writers who keep writing oppression, to turn aside the needy from justice. Woe to those who decree iniquitous decrees, and the writers who keep writing oppression, to turn aside the needy from justice. That's the word of the Lord. May he add his blessings to the reading of his word. All right, let's get into the Daily Guide. Daily Guide says, E&P takes over Black Volta Sankofa gold mines. E&P takes over Black Volta and Sankofa gold mines. National Sanitation Day relaunched. Minister calls for mindset shift. National Sanitation Day relaunched. Minister calls for mindset shift. Mahama walks youth job talk. Mahama walks youth job talk. Ghana blacklisted from U.S. foreign aid. Ghana blacklisted from U.S. foreign aid. And then you have Nigerian car thieves jailed 20 years. Nigerian car thieves jailed 20 years. That's the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. Let me take you to the News Center. News Center says, Ghana delivers big for MTN Group. Newly sworn in Primpag executives target reforms. Ownership change sealed. E&P completes a takeover of Azuma and Upwest, paving way for revival of Black Volta and Sankofa projects. U.S. blacklists Ghana from loans, grants, aid over debt default. Then you have the big one. The 10th This is Ghana exhibition attracts massive participation. 10th This is Ghana exhibition attracts massive participation. So that's the News Center newspaper. The Herald is here. What's the Herald saying this morning? And Yappy Chief Justice begged Mahama for honorable exit and blew it. Wow. Yappy Chief Justice begged Mahama for honorable exit and blew it away. Oh, Lord. Fifi Kwete warns against NDC NPP secret deals to shield corrupt officials. Fifi Kwete warns against NDC NPP secret deals to shield corrupt officials. Mahama returns with National Sanitation Day, introduces Cleanest City Award. Mahama returns with National Sanitation Day, introduces Cleanest City Award. Ghana others eye $1 trillion solar boom in Africa by solar investment by 2030. Wow. Ghana others eye $1 trillion solar boom in Africa by solar investment by 2030. And you have Tourism Minister, Lords, Channel 1 TV, and City FM. Like I said, she was there on day one of the This is Ghana exhibition. Seemingly impressed, quite elated with the exhibition. So that story is captured on the front page of the Herald, Tourism Minister, Lord's Channel 1 TV and City FM. Let me take you to the Ghanaian Publisher. The front page of the Ghanaian Publisher says, Azuma Resources hails Boa for role in dispute resolution. Azuma Resources hails Boa for role in dispute resolution. Ashimo and Afari to resign over Singapore scandal. US cuts Ghana off MCC aid. US cuts Ghana off MCC aid. DStv price war. Sam George caught in falsehoods. DStv price war. Sam George caught in falsehoods. And then you have Mahama leads national sanitation drive. Mahama leads national sanitation drive. Let me bring you the front page of the Republic Press. Republic Press newspaper. Ken Bawumia comes clash as delegates struggle to find X. Interesting banter if you ask me. Finding X on social media. Hey, ready. Ghana politics. Ken Bawumia comes clash as delegates struggle to find X. DStv shows metal, says no to some George's forced price reduction. DStv shows metal, says no to some George's forced price reduction. Oh, this is a sad and disturbing one. Police sergeant shoots himself at post. Police sergeant shoots himself at post. National Sanitation Day, Kwehu West Assembly to prosecute offenders. You have 14 arrested for malpractices in ongoing WASI, and Professor Alidu Seidu wins NDC parliamentary primaries in Tamale Central. Professor Alidu Seidu wins NDC parliamentary primaries in Tamale Central. So that's the Republic Press newspaper. Jump to the Custodian newspaper now. Don't politicize ethnic conflicts in Team Fojo cautions amid Gbinyiri crisis. Don't politicize ethnic conflicts in Team Fojo cautions amid Gbinyiri crisis. Government relaunches Sanitation Day to fight filth. Government relaunches Sanitation Day to fight filth. Linda Oklu rallies Ghanaians for clean environment. Serene Insurance CEO grabs prestigious awards. Professor Alidu to become Tamale Central MP. Ghana blacklisted from US aid program amid diplomatic row. Let's do some business stories. I'll start off with the Economic Times. Front page of the Economic Times says Cocoa Board begins servicing restructured debt, but restrictive new EU regulations begin at year's end. Cocoa Board begins servicing restructured debt, but restrictive new EU regulations begin at year's end. CD falls 13% in Q3, but stakeholders upbeat about current trend. Gold price could hit $5,000. Goldman Sachs warns amid investors rush for safety. That's the front page of the Economic Times. B&FT, Business and Financial Times is here. Mining shakeup, E&P takes over Black Volta and Sankofa Gold projects. Mining shakeup, E&P takes over Black Volta and Sankofa Gold projects. Blanket FDI reforms could spell doom for local businesses. Blanket FDI reforms could spell doom for local businesses. Star Health Insurance launched, pays 7 million cedis health claims. And then you have enable regulatory frameworks in cyber resilience. MTN Group CEO as Africa's digital growth advances. Blue Gold raises $5 million in convertible note, secures $75 million equity line. And then you have valued added tax in Ghana, current model and future implications of proposed reforms. That's a feature in the Business and Financial Times. Now let me take you online. All right, and bring you some stories from our news portals. I'll start off with channel1newsonline.com. Channel1newsonline.com. Assaults on nurses and others will not be tolerated. That's the Health Minister, Kwabena Minta Kando, telling the public. Assaults on nurses and others will not be tolerated. Health Minister tells public. Akwechire primary pupils are still studying under trees 3 years after rainstorm. Ghana. Well. Exhibitors, Lord 2025, This is Ghana exhibition, call for more editions. Exhibitors, Lord 2025, This is Ghana exhibition, call for more editions. Then you have Inchinchim Band steals the show on final day of This is Ghana. Inchinchim Band steals the show on final day of This is Ghana. Still on This is Ghana, SMEs will power 24-hour economy. That's the Ghana Enterprises Agency CEO speaking there. SMEs will power 24-hour economy. That's the CEO of the Ghana Enterprises Agency speaking. Exim Bank CEO pledges continued partnership with Channel One TV to promote made in Ghana products. Exim Bank CEO pledges continued partnership with Channel One TV to promote made in Ghana products. Still at the This is Ghana exhibition, Chief of Staff applauds exhibitors for showcasing Ghana's potential. Chief of Staff applauds exhibitors for showcasing Ghana's potential. NCA multi-choice to begin talks on DStv pricing. We know the stakeholder committee set up by the minister begins their work today. That committee is also chaired by the minister himself, Samuel Nati George. They will begin work today. We've had some concerns from the Consumer Protection Agency. Not so happy that there's no consumer representation in that committee. The argument is that it is consumers that subscribe to DStv. And so if there's going to be a committee to work towards price reductions or price adjustments, there should have been a consumer representation in that committee or on that committee. We'll see how that pans out. But let's bring you some other stories on channel1newsonline.com. Abandoned toll booths are now havens for mentally ill and homeless. Abandoned toll booths, now havens for mentally ill and homeless. When you go to the Afari region, police officer kills himself at duty post. That's a disturbing story. Police officer kills himself at duty post. Anyways, when we throw back to This is Ghana, it entered day 2 yesterday, and so there's a story online about it. But of course, we wrapped it up last night. Kwampa thrills patrons at This is Ghana exhibition. That was on day 1. And then you have UG lecturer, Professor Alidu Mahama Seidu, wins Tamale Central NDC primaries. UG lecturer, Professor Alidu Mahama Seidu, wins Tamale Central NDC primaries. All right, let me take you to citynewsroom.com and bring you some stories from there as well. citynewsroom.com. Abosokai traders to eject foreigners in petty trade. Abosokai traders to eject foreigners in petty trade. Some other stories. Government allocates over 30 million cedis to promote cultural tourism. Government allocates over 30 million cedis to promote cultural tourism. Ifwa Sutherland Park comes alive with Inchinchim Band at This is Ghana. Ifwa Sutherland Park comes alive with Inchinchim Band at This is Ghana. Now, still on This is Ghana, 2 days of pride, innovation, and the power of made in Ghana. Still on This is Ghana, don't over-rely on foreign goods. Chief of Staff to Ghanaians. Don't over-rely on foreign goods. Chief of Staff to Ghanaians. 24-hour economy will remove bottlenecks for local businesses to grow. That's Julius Debra, the Chief of Staff, speaking there. In some other stories, power supply stable, surplus being exported. That's according to the Energy Minister, John Jinapo. And then, of course, there's a photo story on the This is Ghana exhibition, day 2. It's online, citynewsroom.com. When you go there, you find the pictures. Government to complete all abandoned projects in teacher training institutions. That's according to Dr. Clement Park. He's a Deputy Education Minister. Unity key to victory, Professor Seidu after winning Tamale Central NDC primaries. And the unfortunate story coming in from the Afari region, police officer allegedly commits suicide at duty post. Quite disturbing. Well, this is the Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. I am Nana Tufo Boateng. Stay with us. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you the news review segment.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
No. Trout from Kaswati. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course. Star
712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go feel the luckiest. Go feel from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go feel be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
The City Business Olympics is back! It's all about team building, networking, and staying healthy. Which game will your company participate in this year? Is it 7-a-side football, volleyball, swimming, basketball, or sack race? Rally your teammates and get ready for action. Date, Saturday, September 27, 2025. Time, 8 a.m. Venue, Eden Heights Sports Complex. Call 0558 973 973 to register your company today. Let's keep fit, grow connections, and enjoy a day full of energy and excitement. It's powered by City FM with support from Channel 1 TV.
Nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Marisanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
The party itself has said that whenever you're in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but I didn't select him.
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama would be a mean president if he prioritized only his children. NDC people. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Grateful to you for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. Time now for the news review segment. My guests are in, and so we'll go straight to the introductions and we'll begin the conversations. This morning I have Dr. Palgrave Boakye-Dankwa. He's a member of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Wanda Madilo is a member of the National Democratic Congress, NDC. Wanda, good morning.
Yes, a very good morning to all your viewers.
Yeah, you haven't shown up in a while.
Yeah, we've been out there.
Nice. Good to have you.
Looking for appointments.
At the appointed time. It's okay.
I like that word. At
the appointed time. Yeah. Let's go straight into it. We'll start this morning, of course, with a disturbing one. Our compatriots, our brothers and sisters from up north have become refugees in another country, all because of the conflict in the Gbinyiri area. We understand over 13,000 Ghanaians have fled into Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso, seeking refuge there as a result of the conflict. Quite alarming, if you ask me. Let me start with you, Doc. Your take on this.
And a very good morning to you, and a very good morning to your listeners and viewers, and to greet my very good brother, Wanda. It's good to see you.
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
I want to begin this morning by bringing special greetings to the Pope of the Catholic Church, Pope Leo. Over the weekend, we had our first teenage canonized, who died at the age of 15 in 2006, and he's been canonized. And so Carlo Acutis has been canonized as a saint for the Catholic Church. And I think that it's a lot more of a model for young people to uphold the sanctity of the Eucharist. And so I just want to commend the Pope and the people that made this decision.
Very well.
It's a very troubling situation for Ghana. We have not had such incidents in a very, very long time. A beacon of peace, a beacon of democracy, having people displaced in this country and become refugees in a neighboring country is extremely alarming. I didn't think that it would get to this extent. 13,000 people. It could be more, actually. And I do have a few measures that I would want the government of President John Dramani Mahama to take. That almost immediately there is a need for him to declare state of emergency in the Savannah region. That the government must look at some targeted areas to ensure that they're able to mobilize resources and oversee the abuse of power. I think that a state of emergency will be key. The second is
state of emergency.
A state of emergency in that particular region will be key. You must understand that we have these neighboring countries where our threats of terrorism, our threats of destabilization of a constitutionally mandated government. We are surrounded by all of these countries, and it doesn't augur well for international business investors. He's been traveling to Singapore, Japan, trying to bring in investors into the country, and you don't want the international news picking up displaced people in Ghana. I mean, it could be in the north, but everybody looks at Ghana and feels it's the capital, and so it's important that we nip this in the bud so it doesn't come down south. It would also be
when you say state of emergency, what shape and form should this state of emergency take?
A total one. A total one in the entire Savannah region, because that would give a clear demarcation of trying to curb the people that are causing these mishaps. You are aware that it's the Gonja guys that are doing all of these issues. They have rifles, they have ammunitions. They need to calm it down and clap it down so that we can be able to bring in our displaced Ghanaians back into the country. You don't want displaced Ghanaians in other countries where we are spending taxpayers' money to be able to take care of them. People are beginning to now, people's surgence of leaving Ghana is extremely very high, and the risk of that is very high. The next time you realize people are on the Black Sea trying to cross over to Europe to see greener pastures, all because of the threats that they ensue to have in Ghana. And I mean, you don't want that. This is not a situation that was handed over to this government. This situation has met this government on the way. So we would expect that they uphold the highest level of leadership in dealing with this issue. My next concern would be for them to strengthen security in that particular area, because it's extremely key. We don't want our neighboring countries to think that we are poor with our security, that our borders are poor, and in these instances you can always have people coming in and causing mayhem and causing trouble. We've been able to protect the country against threats of terrorism. We've not had any incidents whatsoever. We pray that we don't have any of that. We would want them to also engage in strong dialogue and mediation amongst both stakeholders that are involved in these clashes, and also try to provide a lot more humanitarian aid and refugee support. You wouldn't have wished that Ghana would be having refugees, but now we do, which has met us in the way of their leadership. Right? So it will be good for them to try and attend to this. And I would call on ECOWAS. We now have a new ECOWAS chair. The president of Sierra Leone, President Bo, would ask him to also try and come together and see how he can support Ghana, be able to mediate these issues. But I mean, within the shortest possible time, I would ask the government to pay a closer attention to this, because all of us stand at risk. The entire 15 regions stand at risk to the threat that is happening in the Savannah region.
Very well. Wanda, your thoughts on this conflict and, of course, its attendant challenges?
Yeah, so it for me, let me greet the people of Ketu South. They have been wonderful people this far, and I appreciate the love and the passion with which they do what they do, and so I want to celebrate them for a day like this. This conflict began 24th of August 2025. And what is interesting is that this is a conflict that occurred because the chief of the area, we are told, was selling a piece of land. In fact, I was doing some research on what the size of the land is. It's just the size that can sit a container, a 14 by 14 feet container.
You don't see?
That's the report. And I don't know if there were other undercurrents before this event, and that triggered a lot of uproar and all that. And then what worsened it is that the chief's palace was burnt or supposedly set ablaze. And when that happened, then the clash began. And you had people who had guns, using their guns and clubs and machetes and all that. And we lost lives. 31 people died in the process. It is in the event of the death that you had people running out of Ghana into neighboring countries like Cote d'Ivoire and Burkina Faso. So far, we are told that over 31,000 people have been displaced and have become refugees in a different country. My view, and if you ask me, is that these are the times that I believe and I want my government to be high-handed. high-handed because a crime is a crime. Lives have been lost. That's murder. You can speculate for now. Then also property is lost. That is also a crime.
Yeah.
And that must be looked at. Our Land Act is very clear on who has the capacity to sell, to lease a land or to sell a land. I mean, call it sell in its normal sense, not in law. So when the chief decided to sell this, did he consult the elders? Because that's the law. The law says you have to consult and they have to be in agreement and you have to call for a meeting for that purpose and they have to agree before you give up the land to a developer or whatever of the sort. If that was not done, what are the remedies that can be sought in our law courts? That has to be looked at. And then ECOWAS, yes, they've done their part. Ghana is also being up and very, upbeat on this matter. NADMO have been engaged so far. I know National Security has also moved in. Ministry of Defense has also moved in with the military, attachment and all that, or detachment they call it, and all that. So far, I'm told that in the last 1 week, there have not been any gunshots. There have not been any chaos, any conflict, any misunderstanding, any clashes in the last 1 week. And government is making efforts to return people to their homes. Luckily for us, not too many of the homes have been damaged. And so they can comfortably return to their hood and their homes and all that. So that's my view. But I also think that when things like this happen, it affects all of us. Because Savannah, remains one of the food baskets of this country, and people are primarily farmers and call it crop farming and then animal farming. You are talking about the cattle rearers and the cattle, the goats, the sheep, and a lot of them come from those regions. And then the crop farming like maize and the wheat and the sorghum and all that. Those are typically areas that they produce some of these things, and so it's worrying.
So there's the economic impact as well.
The economic impact is also is also there. Beyond the economic impact is also the financial impact on the government. To detach a military base to that place at this moment is going to cost government of Ghana money. To look for food to feed these people is going to cost government of Ghana money. The emergency relief items like mattresses, like the tents they sleep in, like their daily upkeep. You also need an infirmary, which is like a hospital or clinic in the environment where they are and all that. All that is going to cost the government of money. And it's not, we're not talking about small monies here. We're talking about a lot of money. It takes a lot to feed people morning, afternoon, evening, providing them with shelter, and also at some point they have to even carry the kids to school and all that. So the difficulty we have on this matter is huge, and I can only entreat government, my own government, to up, the scale a little and see how we can quickly bring them back, restore peace, and let some punitive measures be meted out as quickly as possible.
Very well. Doc, let me come back to you. Wanda just mentioned the economic impact. I'm a bit concerned about the health implications. We are not too certain under what conditions these Ghanaians who have gone to seek refuge in other countries are living. Although we've been told some aid is being extended to them, but under what conditions? Should there be an outbreak? How much of a disaster are we looking at?
Ghana is a very blessed country. The countries where our citizens are seeking refuge, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso. It's troubling, to be honest. I have seen that the UNHCR humanitarian is making some amends and trying to go into the region to help our citizens, because it's extremely troubling. I mean, Burkina Faso is under a military junta. Cote d'Ivoire itself is under threats of terrorism. A sizable part of it is almost taken over by terrorists. And so it's a very dire situation. I'm not too sure how well equipped our NADMO is. I hope that they are sending good materials to our Ghanaians, not goods that would later on bring issues to the people. The sub-region is so volatile that we haven't experienced such shocks in a very, very, very long time. and so it's not an area where you would readily say that almost every 2 years, every 3 years, there's either a coup d'etat or a war where relief items are always ready. It's not like what is happening always in Gaza and Israel and Palestine and all of those other places where you are aware that you should always be battle ready. I mean, we have always enjoyed our peace. I mean, these situations where these 13,000 plus people have fled to seek refuge in neighboring countries, I'm sure they themselves have never experienced it before. I mean, these are things that was happening 40 years ago, 50 years ago, and the likes. And so these would be stretching the budget of Ghana, clearly also stretching the people themselves under the conditions within which they will be living. And so I would ask that the Ministry of Health looks into their issues very well, try to send a medical team there to make sure that there are no outbreaks. I mean, we're still battling with COVID-19. There are a few incidents and few cases here and there. When there are clusters, you are aware that up north as well, there's always the elephantiasis that comes along, cholera also comes along. So we need to nip this in the bud, because the more we delay, the threats are very high. And you must also remember that we have built an airport in the Savannah region. I mean, the Tamale airport is there. So the risks are very, very high that we must look into, because you don't want people who are involved in terrorism mixing our Ghanaian people and coming back into the country. So the threats are very, very high. If people say that they are hurt and they come into the country, you're not too sure whether they are terrorists. You don't know the threats that they bring to our own country. And economy-wise as well, it will not be safe for us. So this is a very serious issue that I would want the sitting government and the president to pay a closer attention to it.
Right. Wonder, is it safe to say that there's growing insecurity in the country?
No, I'll be too quick to conclude. We move around Ghana. I just arrived from Afari this morning. I mean, I drove through the night. I didn't see any of such. But what I have observed is that usually when a new government takes over, people, including citizens, try to take advantage of the system to see whether the country is prepared, So you will find issues of illicit drugs, money laundering. You'll find all that happening in the first few weeks because they have all assumed that there is some,
lapse
within the period, and that to take government some time to have a hands on all of this environment, and that's one. Number two, we have lost touch as a country because NCCE, Peace Council, have been virtually off the radar. I mean, they've lost their stint, or what do you call the reason for which they have been put together. I don't like it when Peace Council only shows up when there's chaos. I don't like it when NCC shows up only when there's elections. Their job is civic education. Civic education.
Are they resourced enough to do the work?
I don't think that it is a question of resource. You see, resources flow to people who are delivering. When you deliver, people look at you from a distance and say, I want to support, I want to be part. But if you sit in your room every time you are looking for resources, nobody promised you resources when you were appointed. You are appointed to an office and you were told that this is what is required. You agree to go in there. When you deliver, you get the money. Sometimes the money is not even from GOG, it's not from government of Ghana. It's from donor partners that have seen what you are doing and willing to support. So if Peace Council really wants money, really want resources, there are a lot of agencies abroad, outside of this country, including private businesses in this country that are willing to support some of those projects. Do you think that if Peace Council decides to go to an area like Ketu South, maybe, I'm not saying there's chieftaincy or some chaos in Ketu South, and before that, Peace Council is on the ground, you think that the individuals who live in that place, like me, like somebody else, like a businessman who lives in that place and wants peace so that his business to thrive, will not be willing to support. Surely they will support.
Yeah.
But if you sit aloof, waiting and hoping that some budgetary allocations will be made and then you can make expenditure, I think that's where we are. We need leaders who are bold and having the vision and can see from afar, can see beyond what everybody else is seeing and plan. Once that is happening, you will see that resources will flow to some of this area. MTN and Co, DStv, all these guys have so much money to spend on corporate social responsibility. But where and how is a problem. They don't find the agencies that are willing and ready to run programs that will benefit them or have their interests at heart. And when you begin that process, you see people flowing resources to your area.
Right.
And that's where I think that we have failed ourselves. When NCC decides to work in this country, we will have less problems. I mean, there are secondary schools, you can have clubs, NCC clubs in the secondary schools, just to educate people about their rights and their responsibilities. This is what the Constitution says. This is what is required of you as a citizen, and this is what, if you do, you fall in problems. If these things are done properly, we can even inculcate them in our curricula. But you don't see, I've always been very skeptical of people who go to that office because they show no method, they show no new ideas, they show no new vision, they show no energy, and they are just there waiting for salaries or whatever to be paid. I think that that's where we have gotten to. Peace Council must be up and running. National Commission for Civic Education must be up and running. With this conflict, I would have thought that they would have partnered with NADMO on the ground to be advising people, no, don't do this. This one is not peaceful. This is against the law. That is wrong. Why? And they have offices all over the regions, yet nothing. So that's my concern. I think that the two institutions that have failed us in terms of civic responsibility in this country is Peace Council and National Commission for Civic Education.
Very well. Let's move into other matters and find out if we've been failed by our governments over the period as a people. And I'm making reference to the Afari military hospital. As far back as 2022, we were told that it was somewhere 85% complete. Well, in 2025, that hospital is still not operational. I'm not even sure if it's been concluded. There was a ceremony some time back, and then we had contractors on the project, if you like, fighting the powers that be at the time, that there was no clearance for the facility to be operationalized. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves as a people? Look.
You know, Nana, before we come to Afari, I would just want to appeal to the Minister for Interior, and also I'm sure we have an acting Minister for Defense.
Yes, Atufosin.
Atufosin.
The Finance Minister is acting as Defense Minister,
okay.
Yes.
So I just want them to give us an update on the issues that are happening up north. If they can, if Parliament can ask them to give an update, I think that would be very, very critical.
Well, the House is still on recess.
I know, so but we need to find a way of making sure that
I'm sure the committees are still working,
yes,
so perhaps
they should try and give us a bit of an update. I'm extremely troubled because of some level of intelligence that I'm picking, which cannot be shared publicly, and so it's important that they look at it. You know, we have overly politicized a lot of things in this country. Afari Hospital is supposed to be the second base for the military in terms of seeking help, and 37 is there. Afari is situated within the Ashanti region. It's been a long gone conversation from 2008 from President Kufuor's era, and you can imagine if it's transcended from President Kufuor throughout to President J.E.A. Mills, John Dramani Mahama phase 1, to Nana Danko Akufo-Addo 2-term, to John Dramani Mahama phase 2. You can clearly see that we have overly politicized a lot of our infrastructural projects, and a lot of development that must go in the interest of the Ghanaian people are politicized, which is not good. It's a waste of taxpayers' money. It clearly tells you where our priorities are as a people. Why should it take, if this hospital is not completed by 2025 this year, it means that it's almost getting to 20 years and it's not done. If we reach 2028 and it's not done, it means it's taking Ghana 20 years to complete a hospital. I mean, where would this sound? How would this sound in the mind of international donors? How would this sound in the mind of investors that we cannot even complete a hospital that will serve our military. It's been going on for 17 years and it's not completed. I know that there are a lot of international hospital groups, okay? The IHG is an international hospital group that facilitates the building of hospitals. I'm aware that they are aiding the facilitation of the building of a phase 2 of the Ghana Police Hospital here in Ghana. Okay. And I'm aware that they are also having some conversations with a lot of the security services from immigration to the prisons, because all of them need their base of a hospital so that they can be attended to. Okay, and if we're still having these contractual challenges, because it's always got to do with issues of contracts and issues of relocation of the base on where it's supposed to be until finally it ended up in Ashanti region. I don't think that we need to have this conversation in the foreseeable government of 2029 when Kennedy Agyapong becomes the president-elect. I would entreat President John Dramani Mahama to take a keen interest in this, see to it that it's completed as part of his legacies. I mean, because we need to uphold our health, we need to uphold our soldiers who go out to fight for us, who go out to protect us. I mean, soldiers move across the length and breadth of this continent. Sometimes they even go beyond this continent to ensure that peace is sustained in places where there is war. And so if the only base we have is 37, and let me state this, I'm told by intelligence that on the 6th of August, the day that the crash happened, a squadron leader had an accident in Takrady on one of the ships. So the Z9 flew him to 37. And it was that same Z9 that flew our great people who lost their lives. So imagine that we have basins of hospitals across the various regions. There will be no need to fly a squadron leader all the way from Western region to Greater Accra for him to be able to seek medical attention. And so we must tackle this conversation apolitical.
Right.
It's almost unthinkable that it's taking almost 17 years. It's transcended a lot of parliamentary sittings.
Exactly.
Because this was approved in the parliament of 2008.
On October 29th.
Okay, exactly. So if even you look at the first parliament of 92, second 96, third 2000 and 2004, fourth 2004, it means you're looking at the fifth parliament. We're already in the ninth parliament.
Yeah.
Okay, it's transcended all these parliaments, and I mean, really, life is progressive. It's not retrogressive. You understand? So I would ask the government of the day that let's redeem the image of the country. It's troubling if anyone is even listening to us, and this news is carried internationally. It's troubling that for 17 years we've not been able to complete a hospital that can take care of our soldiers, that can take care of people who protect our sovereignty, because our soldiers protect our sovereignty.
Indeed.
And all we have is 37 military hospitals. I mean, I think that we can do better as a country.
Right. Wonder, 500-bed facility from 2008. We are still here. And also, just to chip in, there was supposed to be a staff housing project as a 10-key contract as part of this.
Yeah, no,
all that have not seen the light of day.
I'll try and speak to the history behind this whole Afari hospital.
Right.
And I'm not going to sound political. Number one, yes, indeed, the military does have, I mean, if things were okay, they should have 3 hospitals. One is the 37 military hospital.
Yeah.
2 is the Afari, which is not come on stream yet.
Yeah.
And the 3rd one is a level 2 plus. It's in Tamale. It's just a 60-bed hospital. Now, the origin of this whole Afari hospital was that in conceptualization, one, the project was to be in Kumasi. Then later they changed it from Kumasi to Tamale.
Tamale, yeah.
So in the 2008 when it was approved under President Kufuor, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Originally it was to be in Kumasi, in Sofo line. Then it was changed to Tamale. Then from Tamale, it came to Accra. They wanted to site it on the motorway, either side of the motorway to Tema. That didn't happen. Then eventually it went back to Kumasi in the Afari. The Echima district, street district. So in 2014, President John Mahama decided to cut short for the construction. The construction was to include 50 medical and non-medical buildings, 15 operating theaters, 2 endoscopy rooms, 9 delivery rooms, 153 body morgue, like a mortuary, 64 staff housing units, a medical gas plant, water and waste treatment systems, training conference rooms and etc., CCTV and all that. And it was supposed to cost around $180 million at the time. Now, between the time 2008 until 2014, when this project started, a lot of cost variations had happened. In fact, it even affected the design of the building. And so it came with its technical complications, design complications, and cost complications. Now, we finally started the project. When we left office, we were somewhere in the region of 70-80% complete. Now, 70-80% complete, indeed, is still some work to be done. But a lot of commitment we'll see that through. The same can be said for another hospital of the Ghana Police Service, the one by their side, the Eurojet one. Eurojet is a company, an Egyptian
Eurojet
company
Invest,
that supports hospital buildings, especially with the IHG group, the International Hospitals Group. So they do a lot of partnership work, but that didn't happen. However, we went on a very ambitious project of Agenda 111, leaving all these ones uncompleted, and then we're back in government. I know that as part of our plans as a government, even in our manifesto, is that the Afari Hospital has been captured as one of the ongoing projects, that have to be fixed. There are complications to that matter. If you are into construction or into contract a little, you will understand that for a project that was supposed to finish somewhere in 2017 or so, by the time they were starting in 2014, it's still not completed. You will understand that there are complications. What are the complications? Financial complications, because there will be variations in figures, and those variations would have to be taken care of. That's one. Number two, there will be issues of insurance, because when you take up a project, you're asked to insure the project for a time period. By now, and it's a lot of money. By now, it's a lapse, and so somebody will have to get that back on course. Then beyond that are issues of the availability of the materials that you yourself have indicated you're going to use. How do you start a gas plant how many years ago? 14 years, from 2014 to date is how many years? Like some 9 years or so?
Yeah, about 11.
About 11 years ago. 11 years
2024
ago.
will make it 10 years,
And
so
expect,
11 years.
Expect issues of rusting not to affect you. Expect issues of cost implication not to affect you. Even the technology you are using. 11 years, technology has moved on. So a lot of complications have come into this whole business of going back to the hospital. In 2024, they made some payments, some 1.7 million payment to the contractor to go back to site, but that was too late. It does even sound as though it was a campaign thing that our people tried to do. So in 2025, in February, the late Honorable Dr. Omanibuama had confirmed that the project will be completed and operational by September 2025. And so work is ongoing. I believe that we will get around those matters as quickly as possible, and then we can have a hospital to be proud of and see. Actually budgeted to be 500-bed hospital. Government of Ghana will do a part of it for now, open it, and then do the phase 2 to clear up all the areas of beds and all that. Just over the weekend or last week, there were a lot of stories about how that Ridge Hospital did not have beds. And it was very topical. You hear these stories and you are worried. I have advocated that the phenomenon where we go to a hospital and they say there are no beds is lazy. And you should be firing some of those medical directors. Because I just need to go to China, get what we call profiles. You want to build a hospital, or you want to buy beds, you want hospital beds. Just get the profiles. Get any of these artisans, welders.
Yeah.
Get about 100 of them in one place. Let them go get the profiles. Profile means the shape, the length, the size. They cut it for them.
Yeah.
They come to Ghana. We have people who are doing welding in this country.
Yeah.
A lot of welders in this country. Once they have the profiles, they just come in, buy our local steel on the market, cut the profiles, fix the beds, and we're gone. When we were in secondary school, we used to sleep on beds. So, and I see a lot of tents in conference center left to rot. Can't we just go for some of those tents, put it in these hospitals, and call that place a bed transition? So you come in, we put you on those beds, you are being served in those places. It's an open place. When somebody is discharged, we replace. And then it's like a transition point.
Exactly. Yeah.
How should this cost the state? I mean, if you put 100 welders together, they can produce for you about 1 million beds in no time. And yet we have this problem that has been on our hands for all this while.
We have no excuse to have a no bed syndrome.
And somebody's perhaps waiting to go abroad to go and buy beds and all that. Beds.
It's the procurement economy.
For me to be treated.
The procurement economy that we run.
I think and that's where, as a country, we need to wake up as quickly as possible. True. Because I know that my president is very much interested in how that these things don't change the country. How do you explain this? Bed. How do you explain that bed? How do you explain this? There is latest foam in this country. There is ash foam in this country. There are many other foam companies in this country that can produce foam for me to put on a bedstead that is manufactured by these local welders. And they are gone. Finished. Is it the pole that they hang the drip on that is a problem? They can create it. What is special about the hospital bed?
That is who can fabricate it.
Who can fabricate it and do it, and we can have thousands and millions in within few months. What are we doing?
Doc, a matter of priority, no?
I think that I go to hospital in Ghana. I mean, I don't have the luxury of flying out of this country. So I am a made in Ghana hospital person.
Right.
So when I'm sick, I walk to the closest hospital. It's either UGMC or Rich Hospital or 37 or Colonial. I go to the easiest hospital. And so sometimes when I think, I'm like, he's right. How can we have a no bed? I mean, how can you go to a hospital and they tell you we don't have bed?
And they make so much in internally generated funds.
When you go to Confanoche, you will see people sleeping on the floor, sitting in wheelchairs, unattended to. Emergency people are brought and they are lying on the floor. I've seen it with my own eyes. And it's cut across. And I think that it really should be a matter of priority. Really, really must be a matter of priority, which is why I've said there are a lot of developments in this country that must not be politicized. And one of them is health. You understand? I mean, I will tell you something. I went to a hospital. I will not mention the name of the hospital. And I was supposed to take my blood. The guy who took my blood said he's been looking for me for a very long time.
Why so?
So you listen. He says he's been looking for me for a very long time. So I can imagine, and he used a very old needle, the big ones. Now we don't use the big needles. He used the big needles to pull my blood. He said, today I've gotten you. So yes, because I'm a politician. And that's what he said. I reported him to the medical director immediately. Yes, that's what he said. So you see the risk that we find ourselves in. So I think that these no bed issues must be a thing of the past. In fact, it's actually laughable. It's really, after what we have gone through with COVID-19, where people were struggling for oxygen, you understand? Now, the highest number of death is as a result of oxygen, even when we don't have a crisis. So I think that it's important, really, that we prioritize our health institutions, because not many of us can fly out of this country. And so if we cannot fly out of this country to seek medical attention, please, let's make sure that whatever we have here can take care of everybody, such that when there are crises and there are issues, you are not now looking for a plane to fly somebody out of the country. There should never be a conversation around the fact that I've gone to a hospital and I can't find a bed. There shouldn't be that at all. I mean, cash and carry is gone far away. That's why we have NHIS. Okay, so please, let's try and resolve these issues. And I second what Wanda has said. We should get our people to be able to attend to these no-bed syndrome issue.
What are in these issues of delayed or if like done completion of projects, are there no crime or criminal elements involved? Because if you look at even the contract value, it would have diminished by now, because inflation, exchange rate, the value itself would have diminished, and that would put extra cost burden on the state.
In law, you see, our laws are, in fact, the law is a very difficult area and a great area to explore. You see, a thing is only a crime if one is been prescribed as a crime and there's a punishment
for it.
So it can be called a crime, but there's no punishment. Therefore, it loses the value of being a crime. So some of these things, that's the difficulty we have. An uncompleted project, the government comes to power, sees a project, decides not to complete it. It's wrong. It's not right. You took an oath to protect the public purse. You took an oath, but there is no punishment for those if I don't protect.
Because in my head, I'm wondering, had the budget, the funding come, had same been expended, and yet the project is not completed?
Exactly. So you can talk about some irregularities and all that.
Somebody should be held accountable for these things.
Yeah, being held accountable is one, because again, in the same constitution, the person has sworn to protect the public purse, but at the same time also must design programs that will benefit the country. So if he defends himself by saying, oh, what I'm doing is to protect the country, is waste over there, we want to investigate, like, excuse me, when the MPP came to power, all the Cocoa Roads projects came to a standstill because they said they were investigating. And after investigations, nothing happened. They didn't find anything, and yet those projects stalled and all that. So we should be holding politicians accountable. However, it must be prescribed in law, codified so-called, so that a punishment is meted out. Otherwise, some things are crime, but they don't qualify for prosecution. You can only qualify for a reprimand or something of the sort. Again, on this no bed syndrome in our hospitals, I sincerely think it's not even a government challenge. It is it's typically an institutional problem. For instance, why should Kolebu, with all the revenue they make, the internally generated funds they make, not make a plan, a strategic development plan that says that every year, out of our IGF, we are going to produce 200 extra beds. Why should that also wait for government? Government pays the salaries of the people over there, they pay electricity bill, they pay water bill, they pay for equipment, they pay for everything. So what does the IGF do to all these state institutions? That's where my focus is. You take so much IGF and it's only used to pay bonuses. It's only used to pay, staff, remuneration. It's only used to buy cars for CEOs. It's only used to, renovate houses for CEOs. Where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? People sit at board meetings and make so much because, yes, there's some largesse in that ministry or department or agency or whatever of the sort. I think that's where the problem is. We need to find leaders who have the country at heart, who are willing to develop the country, who also have some strategic development and business, acumen to run some of these institutions. If you give me any of these hospitals to manage, it's like this. I'm not advocating for it, but I'm saying that at least I have the idea, and I practice in the environment of in the corporate environment. I've been a business person for some years now. I've run my business very successfully, and I can run some of these places. And so when I see them making very basic mistakes, very basic, decisions that do not augur for the interest of this country, I'm very scared. I'm very worried. I can't understand how a CEO is comfortable walking about, driving into the premises when people are sleeping on the bed, on the floor. I will sell every government vehicle over there and buy beds, because that's what is bringing us the money to buy the new cars. I drive everywhere I go when I do construction, and people are asking me, why are you using this car on the construction? I said, this is what bought me the car. So what's this business about? Oh, it's this car, you don't bring it to construction site. What is your business? This is what bought me the car. So I'm protecting the source of where the income is coming from. And that should be the focus of CEOs, MDs, and appointees who go into such public spaces. Your focus should be to develop and make where you were better.
Very well. I'll take a few messages and then we can continue. This one says, good morning, Nana. In as much as we interrogate what relevant government agencies have done regarding educating citizens on some of these violent clashes in the country, we also need to look at how much resources are allocated to these institutions to be able to handle such incidents. That's Pascal Dunyo from Afife sending that one in. Christian from Sandima says, good morning, everyone. The insecurity under President Mahama is becoming too much. Just in 8 months, over 500 Ghanaians have been killed in this country. I'm not sure about your figures. Apologies. I'm not sure about the figures, so I can't speak to it. He said, wow, BNI and Yoko are there arresting innocent Ghanaians and their political opponents. Okay. Good morning. It's not easy for me. I don't really see the work of the NCCE. The only time I notice them is when they come on market days with a pickup car making announcements in noisy environments. But who really hears them that way? I think they should rather partner with established media platforms to properly educate people. Moses Nyame from Boko sent that one in. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm says, good morning, my brother. I was particularly worried and sad to see that a lot of resources was pumped into the Agenda 111 when Afari Hospital was left to rot. The sad part was when the hospital was commissioned by President Nana Addo, when we know that the hospital has not been fully completed. All this was done just to achieve cheap political points. But I am happy to hear that President Mahama has promised to complete the project. That is a good move because governance is a continuum. All right. Thank you. You can also send your comments in, send us a text via the WhatsApp line, or you can tweet at us on X and also comment on our live links on Facebook as well as YouTube. Now let's get into some other matters. The matter of DStv pricing and the call for a reduction. The committee set up by the minister begins its work today. Wanda, looking at all that has transpired prior to the establishment of this committee, what should be the expectation of the consumer?
I am conflicted.
In what way?
Conflicted in this discourse because I am a private business person. And so I know it's a very difficult conversation for me.
Yeah.
But I will try to navigate my way around it. So all this began somewhere in April, January, February, March. In March 25th, thereabout, DStv announced a price hike of 15%.
Yeah.
At the time, we were beginning to see the dollar to CD.
Yeah, the CD had hit the gym.
The CD was making some good gains.
Yeah.
And so it was shock to many of us if you're on DStv, and I am on DStv. Because I love football. I'm always watching Premier League on the weekends. And that increase triggered a lot of discussion. I remember consumer protection groups like CATS International, a few other agencies, came on board to say that, no, you are giving us a raw deal. We all are aware that your pricing is in dollar. And every time the dollar shifts, you increase your price even without communicating to us.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to pay. You are alerted that you have 2 days to go. You want to pay, and you realize that the rate has shifted. And it has shifted. The explanation is that because it's in dollars.
Yeah.
Today, it's still in dollars, and there's a nosedive.
Yeah.
That reminds me, let me even talk about another one. So there's a company in this country that sells cars, pickups and all that. So I wanted to get a pickup. At the time, they told me it was $46,000. And the dollar was 18, 16 at the time. So I felt it was too much because when you do the computation, it's already in about 700,000 at the time. I said, okay, let me wait and see how it shifts. As soon as the dollar started getting weak, and I ran there to ask them, oh, I'm back, I want to get the car now. They said, no, they don't want the dollar. The car is no longer being priced in dollars. In the $46,000. Now they want cedis. So I asked them. And by which time, the 46,000 has crashed to about 500,000.
Yeah.
I mean, from the 700 to about 500,000 when you convert.
Yeah.
They told me point blank that no, they are not going to take the dollar, even if I have the dollar. They want the CD. And how much?
But CD equivalent of what? 46?
Forget about they're no longer selling in dollar. Which we forget about the $46,000. They are no longer selling in dollars. They are selling in Ghana cedis. And I asked how much. They are asking for 770,000, even more than it was when you needed dollar to give to them. So I'm like, what? How do people think? And this is a foreign company.
Lifestyle.
Yeah, this is a foreign company that is, bent on cashing in at both ends. And if you see the competition within that period, from where the dollar has dropped to and where they were now asking for the CD, if you do the competition, about 240,000 Ghana cedis
that
more
you'll be saving,
that you have to be paying them
extra
or profit that they are making. And I'm like, no, then call it off. We can import that car ourselves and then and pay the duty. So this is what is happening in the market, where foreign companies, including even Ghanaian companies, are trying hard to play within the dollar CD space. This is my worry. And for DStv, unfortunately, they played into this so nicely, and now they have been caught, or in the web of this. If you wanted to charge in Ghana cedis, just charge in Ghana cedis. If you want to charge in dollar, charge in dollar. And the law does not allow you to charge in dollar, so you definitely will have a CD equivalent or a working rate. Okay. If you really want to do it, then go to the Bank of Ghana so that they can apply the rate for you month in, month out. Because our subscription is a monthly thing, 30 days. Sometimes I don't watch TV for the whole month. You still have to pay. Yeah. We don't even have a consumption sensitive rate. It is just that once you are paid, it's 30 days. 30 days over, you are disconnected. Whether you watch or you didn't watch, nobody cares. And that is where I think, if you ask me, the minister should be focusing on that. Let's do a consumer-based payment approach. So
you pay per view.
You pay per the number of hours you watch. Not the blanket rate where I just buy this. Whether you watch or you didn't watch, you travel, you didn't travel, then you are asked to pay. I think that if the minister would get anything very, very, worth the bite, it will be more. And this is just an advice. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just saying that from my perspective as a business person,
you pay as you consume.
You pay as you consume. That's the best way to run some of these things. This blanket payment of pay, and then even our own GTV, it should be on pay as you consume. When you travel abroad and you sleep in a hotel, the number of hours you watch your TV is what you pay for. Not because I just walked into a hotel, so I'll pay for it. The pay channels, or it is the number of hours. And you find out, you print your bill, you will see that you watch channel B for 2 hours, 3 minutes. This is the charge, that's the charge, that's the charge. That way, I can choose to on my TV or not to on it. You understand? And all these companies come here and they make so much money because they feel that Ghana is a place where you make money by charging and taking advantage of the consumer. Go to Nigeria here. There are friends of mine who use the Nigerian DStv in Ghana. They pay less than we pay. What is happening? What is happening? So I think that the government of Ghana should also look for another alternative in terms of the charging and all that. It will be difficult for them to get DStv to do a lot of the things we're asking for, because the law says that government of Ghana must protect the consumer. But that protection of the consumer is not to say that the other company will lose. So there should be a middle ground between DStv and government of Ghana. There will be some discussion. I believe that we will reach a conclusion. But I'm also suggesting that government of Ghana should be insisting on pay
as you consume.
Pay as you consume, not the blanket payment. And that's where the weight is. Because if you're asking me to pay 540 Ghana cedis for the Compact Plus, I'm paying 500 Ghana cedis for Compact Plus, and I don't watch it for the whole month, and I'm still paying. That's heavy. If you ask me to pay that money per view, maybe I will pay like 20 Ghana cedis, 30 Ghana, or 500 Ghana, 40 Ghana cedis, or whatever, 100. That way, I don't feel it. I don't even care what rate they take it to.
So you think the blanket is more like a rip-off?
That is where the gig is. Because that's where they're making the money from. They just entice you to come on board. You pay. You haven't watched. They don't care. Meanwhile, the watch is depending on how much data has been drawn. I watch DStv. There's a small rain and it goes off. No signal. There's small wind. It goes up. No signal, because they are using data. And they don't even have fiber optics. They are using the data. So the small shift in the direction of your dish, then there's disconnection. Those are the quality issues that we must focus on and insist that DStv does better. We all travel abroad. We sleep in hotels. When there is rain, no channel goes off. You watch your channels. But in this country, the moment there's a little shift, the weather changes, then DStv goes off. And you will still have to pay. So even if they reduce the rate today, the short change of the consumer has to do more of the blanket payment, 2, the quality issues, and 3, finally, even their decoders are sold. Those decoders you can't use for anything. When you go, you buy them. They come and install, you pay for it. When you stop using it, it's still there. Yet you have paid for it and you can't use it for anything further. So those are the issues that I believe that if government begins to, engage along those lines, we can have a better, reward for the consumers, Ghanaians in total.
Very well. Doc, I'll come to you on this committee and concerns about consumers not being represented on the committee and what our expectations should be. But I need to take a quick break. When I come back, I'll come to you and then I'll pick your thoughts on that. Just a quick message before we go on that break. This one is David from Draboso. He says, good morning. I want you to look down to the small chips compounds and health centers. They lack maintenance culture. The show is interactive. We'd like to hear from you. Send us your thoughts, your comments, and your contributions. We'll do our best to read them out, but that will be after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go give me the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go give me luckiest. No bugger why that luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
God Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it with a so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink at a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
From the latest in mobile technology and must-have appliances, Franco has everything you need. Are you looking for a smartphone like iPhone, Samsung, HMD? From cases to protectors, our wide range of accessories add style to your tech. Upgrade yourself with quality and affordable home appliances that makes life easier and comfortable, like speakers, refrigerators, TVs from 32 inches to 100 inches, air conditioners from 1.5 horsepower to 2.5 horsepower, washing machine, and many more. Get yourself the latest laptop which gives you the high definition video and long lasting batteries. Get yourself our CCTV camera which will give you a high reliability that you need for your home. Find everything you need under one roof with Franco. Franco, the home of quality mobile phones, accessories, and your home appliances.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you bank like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. We're having the news review segment. Dr. Palgrim Wachedanko of the NPP is here. Wanda Madilo of the NDC is also here. I'm going to Doc now. There's a quick one from Master Planner Jr., a policy analyst from Kintampo. He says, I support Honorable Sam George on the... Okay, I support Honorable Sam George's call on DStv, but his approach is very bad. Moreover, majority of Ghanaians are facing network challenges and some don't even have network in their areas. He should channel his energy and fight them. Very well. Doc, let me come to you on this stakeholder committee that's set up to work towards a price reduction if it will happen. But I've heard Kofi Kapito of Consumer Protection Agency say that the end user or the beneficiary in this matter is the consumer, but there's no representation of the consumer on this committee. So he doesn't see. Is it necessary to even have the consumer on there, or is a technical committee that's going to do its technical work regarding pricing?
We are the ones that use the service.
We subscribe to it.
We subscribe to it, and so it's important to have someone from that agency representing all of us and our interests. But you know, Nana, DStv has taken us for a ride.
Is it?
For over 32 years they've been in this country. Why hasn't any government thought outside the box to create our own system where we can feed on? Why can't we have a network that is owned by Ghana that gives us the same services that DStv gives to us? Why can't we do that? I got very surprised that every month I have to be giving money at home to renew the subscription that we are using. And oftentimes I've just watched CNN, BBC, a few football, and things like that. And that's really what I've done. And so I've stopped watching DStv and I've stopped subscribing. If I need anything, I go to my Netflix or I go on YouTube and I stream live because I have my internet at home. Because it's not working. We need to really try as much as possible to resolve this issue. We have all these digibox that began, you recall, where you had all these networks because we have a lot of free to air. Why can't we create our own system in Ghana? For over 32 years they've been here.
So that brings in competition and it breaks the monopoly DStv is enjoying.
I believe in healthy competition. I believe that the market must not be monopolized, okay? Which is why a merger between Telecel and what's the other one? AT is key because you see that I wrote an article many years ago about MTN being a single market player in this system where and it's risky even for our national security. It's a threat to our national security that you have only one mobile network that has the highest number of Ghanaians on it. I mean, it's something that must be looked at. So we cannot be taken for a ride as Ghanaians. DStv has overly monopolized the system. We need to be able to create our own system. I believe in owning our own rights, owning our own system, making sure that we serve the Ghanaian people, we serve our children, we serve every single family what they need. And it must be a pay as you go. Why should I pay for something that I have not used in a month and it's not even a carryover? And every time they keep asking me, Daddy, the DStv is finished. And I keep renewing every now and then. But then at a stage I've stopped. I tell them, look, just turn on go to YouTube, and when I want to watch BBC, CNN, I go to the YouTube channel, and I'm paying for the internet, and I think that's much better than subscribing to DStv.
But you're able to track it real time.
Yes, I'm able to track it real time. Yes, I mean, where I'm not seeing the value for it. Because I mean, how much time do I even spend at home?
Right.
So I mean, DStv must come to the table very clean. The minister must rethink the approach. I mean, clearly, he must rethink the approach that is being used, because you see, you also don't want to scare away investors who want to come into the country. Okay,
true.
You want a fertile ground where people can come and invest, which is where a number of issues that happens in the country is a bigger threat to the global international market, which must be looked at. And for me, I would ask that DStv needs to come to the table. They need to think about us Ghanaians, need to look at the consumer that they are serving, and really take our consideration into their interest, because if not, they will need to run out of the market.
There's this argument that the state's broadcaster, GBC, is supposed to be charging, if you like, a fee, 30 cedis or so. But even that, we are not paying. So for those who are subscribing to DStv, it's their option. They chose it. So they should be left to pay for whatever. Does this hold?
An unregulated market is a dangerous market to be in.
But then it's a free market.
Absolutely. It's a free market, but it must be regularized. Because you have citizens that are consuming. Ghana is owned by Ghanaians. I mean, really, if you come into Ghana, you must abide by what Ghanaians want. I mean, we are guided by that. But how many people in this country are foreigners? The foreigners cannot outnumber the citizens. It never works anywhere.
True.
And so, if at the time DStv started, I mean, it was for the cream de la cream. You recall? I mean, those movie magic and all those things. If you are not in a certain class in this country, you cannot afford it.
Right.
But now they've been able to work
when
through.
they had the big satellites.
Yes, now they've been able to work through the heart of many Ghanaians, such that with a little token, you can be able to subscribe and watch. And so if they want to be able to keep their consumer base, they really must take the consumer's heart to interest, which is why the minister must rethink his approach. It must be consumer driven, really. Okay. And I mean, when I recharge my phone, it's pay as I go. If I've not used my data or I've not used my credit, I don't lose it. It runs into months and I still have it. We need to be able to have that, because consumer is supreme. I mean, in every market, it's always said that the customer is supreme.
Right.
And so why are we not supreme in this case? Why must DStv be supreme to the detriment of the Ghanaian people that are using it? So I think that DStv must come clean. They must be aware that they can be run out of the market. They must be aware that Ghana can also create its own system and feed its own people. You won't have this happening in some Middle Eastern countries. Even in Asia, you won't have this. It won't work. Okay? They have their own system because they want to be able to control a narrative. And so if Ghana has opened up a system where over 32 years you've had sustainable business, I think that this is the time for you to be able to give back to the country.
Very well. Wanda, so I mean, you've suggested some practical things that we could look at, but the position of the minister has been a 30% reduction. We've not had a counter offer from DStv. They have mentioned something about retaining their profits here and repatriation issues. I mean, this meeting, what should be the approach of the minister? Should he insist?
No, I think that, you see, in negotiations, you should go, first of all, stronger.
Right.
So the minister's position of a 30% reduction is strong enough. That's okay.
But is it still tenable now that we are seeing the dollar going up again?
The minister's position is at 30% reduction.
Which was based at the time on the appreciation of the cedi.
Yeah, so if the issue was resolved earlier, we shouldn't have this challenge. DStv is not bad or is not being gagged from charging any fees they want to charge if it is fair, is reasonable, and it doesn't shortchange the consumer. I don't think that's what government's position is. Government really wants them to do their business. In fact, they've been in this country for over 40-something years or so, 30-something
32.
years. 30.
Yeah, they came in 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32 years. 1993, I was just GHS2 also. Just GHS2.
You wouldn't want to know where I was.
and so they've been around for a while. They should have known by now Ghana's economic issues, the downturns, the upturns, the challenges we have had. They have been around when we even went to IMF and we are back stronger. They should have some. That was a good one. They should have some confidence in the Ghanaian economy. In fact, I have been looking around, and it's as though not just DStv, almost all the international companies in this country does have charges that are higher when it comes to Ghana than in the sub-region. For instance, in Togo, because I come from Ketu South, which is predominantly a town that shares border with.
You cross the border
at ease. You can actually use like 5,000 CFA and eat for the whole day.
Wow.
Yeah. And 5,000 CFA is how much? Multiplied by 21.
That should give you about in the region of some 100 and something cities. And in fact, and you are so comfortable. You give somebody a full day.
Yeah, you give somebody that money, 5,000 CFA, they will kneel on the ground to thank you.
Wow.
That's how much that money is valued in their country. And yet there are companies in that place who operate in that space and don't charge this kind of fees. You just look at the consumables, like even paint, common paint across Togo and in Ghana. It's so high in Ghana. But when they go there, they're able to sell cheap and they still make the money. So maybe we should be creating other environment that makes those who come in benefit better. Unfortunately, even when we create it, we give them tax cuts. We ask them to operate within the free zones. We ask them to concessions on their repatriation of profits. We create all the environment for them, yet they want to milk the country called Ghana. I sincerely think that when we decided to leave the controlled market economy and decided to do a free market economy, maybe we lost track of investing in critical areas. For instance, if government is minded, cement, until some time later, cement became a tool for political manipulation, where one company was charging what they wanted until the likes of Sima, Dangote, Jata Cement, and all the others came in. Then price saw stabilization. That is a good model in economics that says that when one company decides to play monopoly, the only reason, the only avenue, the only grounds for which you can do that is to create competition. So learning from this, I think that the next level of the minister's engagement should be on how to create competition. There are other cable networks like Canal Plus, like Sky TV or Sky News or Sky something. That also does have some of these bouquets. You go to UK, there are a couple of them. Let's bring them in. Let them create the right competition, and prices will fall naturally than what DStv seems to be doing. Because what they are doing, nobody does it in this country. They are the only cable network, if you ask me. In fact, even our local channels, your own channel is on DStv.
Yeah, we are on DStv. 363, actually.
So you see, so that's what is happening. They are taking over the market and they are playing their monopoly status and they are making sure that they make the highest revenue as much as possible. Create competition. Government has the bouquet, the GBC bouquet, what's the name? Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, GTV, some
Sports Plus,
they have education,
they have some Agric one too. TV and all that. Put them together. Put them together. Create content programs that are sellable.
Exactly.
Then give it to the citizens on a bouquet. Some years ago, or some few years ago, we used to have multi-TV decoder in the system. And some of them were free to air. We had strong TV, but all of them have gone down. What happened? Is it about competition that is not strong enough? Put them together. Let them compete region by region. You can give them greater class to start with. And when they are performing, you create another avenue for another bigger region for them. Finally, they take over the country. Then you can go to the sub-region and begin to do work from that angle. I think that those are the practical approach from where I sit as a business person on how to dilute this monopoly.
Alberta Oklu is texting in and she says the DStv is draining innocent Ghanaians. They charge far less in Nigeria. I strongly agree with the Honorable Minister for Communications to set them up to reduce their charges, and if they refuse, the way is their front, in quote. Thank you. Right. Good morning, host. I trust you're good. Yes, I am well. How about you? Your panelists did well this morning. So when will President Mahama appoint Wanda Madilo? Because he has what it takes to become a minister or deputy minister. We are watching. I think for that, the appointments are done. He promised 60. He's done with that.
There should be more. We should be lobbying for him. He's got good brains.
Maybe head of an SOE. Or
he's needed on the table of John Dramani Mahama. I'll be praying for him.
Right. Let's fly off to Tamale Central. My good friend Professor Alidu Mahama Seidu has won the primary in the area, and so he should be representing the NDC in the by-election in Tamale Central. I mean, which by-election is occasioned by the unfortunate tragic passing of the Honorable Murtala Mohammed. Professor Alidu, that comes, I mean, he came out tops out of what, 12?
Yeah.
12. There's a lot of interest in Tamale Central. No, I'll start with you.
Let me congratulate him and also send my condolences to the family of Murtala Mohammed. Murtala is such a nice gentleman. My senior in politics. We would have wished that this incident had not happened, but
indeed,
our special condolences to his family, his wife and children. And to state that this is a walk in the path for the NDC. I don't know how many more bigger political parties will contest. You are aware that we have given off this election to the NDC. So if the biggest opposition party is not contesting, it means that Prof is almost an MP elect. And we would ask for calm in the constituency. We would ask for him to continue the legacy of Murtala Mohammed. We would ask for him to also pay particular attention to the constituency in terms of development. You are aware that President John Dramani Mahamed's government is overnumbered in Parliament, and so really there's not much that this will come with. All his appointments are almost done. Almost all his boards are almost done, and so we would want to hear him on the floor of Parliament. He's stepping into very big shoes. Murtala has served Ghana very well. He would forever be remembered by some of us. And so we would wish him the best in this election and wish the constituents the best. Tamale Central is important to Ghana. The chaos, the rows, the issues that are happening around those areas are very, very key. And so we would want him to discharge his duties very credibly, very humbly, with the highest level of integrity. As a professor from University of Ghana, I have no doubt in my mind that he can deliver and serve the good people of Tamale Central very well.
Very well. Well, we've seen a lot of, or a number of academics coming to the political space, some directly, others by virtue of appointment. This augurs well for us going forward, right?
It was deliberate.
The
NDC, working on the background some years ago, that it's a party full of, they give us all kinds of description. The NDC doesn't have elite people in the, but even when they were saying that over the years, we have always had the biggest brains, when it comes to politics. I mean, we have had professors becoming our flag bearer, becoming presidents. And this is all over the place. We have even professors becoming deputy ministers. But that tag of opposition parties that the NDC wasn't doing well, even on the university campuses and all that, we decided to work, against that, and so we became very attractive to academia and to people who matter in terms of the brain power and all that. So I'm very excited for Prof. I need his grace. I need his grace. I need his grace. So I'm going to call him to say, Chairman, pray for me.
As a special dispensation.
Because out of 5,500 votes, the guy pulled 840. More than 50% out of a race of 12 people. I mean, that's scary. And his closest contender also pulled so much.
Yeah.
That means it was a
two-man race, if you like.
Because the guy pulled some 540 or so votes against 800 and that for me, that excites me.
You're in a business of overwhelming victories. So
that excites me. And being a lecturer, he's a lecturer at University of Ghana Political Science Department. I think that he will do good to the people of Tamale. He's already an MP, so-called, because the MPP won't contest that.
I've been generous enough not to contest.
Yeah, we've also pulled out of many other elections before.
But you didn't pull out of Akwetia. You want to beat them there.
Akwetia was already a case in point. Prior to losing Honorable Kumi.
Yeah.
So Akwetia is one. I have told people that is one to be forgotten as quickly as possible. Because when you talk about Akwetia, the sensitivity of the issues, life has been lost and all that, so you just don't want to go into those here. Then also in Tamale, you want to call on the family of Mutala to if God wills, bear the pain as lightly as possible. And it's painful. It's not something you want to think about. And I also want to call on Prof. Alidu to also take very good care of the family of Mutala. Very good care. If I were him, I would adopt the family as my own. Take care of the wife, take care of the children, take care of the extended family, make money available for them, pay their bills. Because you see,
but does he have it?
He must find it.
He's a lecturer.
He must find it. He must find it.
That places a lot of responsibility on his
shoulder.
shoulder.
He must find it.
Wow.
Yeah, because you see, it's not an easy task. The seat he's going to sit on will come with a lot of such issues, and he must find it. Otherwise, he doesn't have a business around that place. The emotions, the pain, it's not a natural death. We can't say that Mutala was ill and went to the hospital, but this is very painful, very traumatic. So anytime the citizens see you as the one who has replaced him, if you don't offer that comfort, that peace, that brotherly cover for them, you remind them of their pain. That's why I'm advising that he should take time, make time for the family, open his doors. In fact, he is a Muslim, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
He can do
a Muslim.
He can engage them proper as a Muslim, of course. I know they have their own ways of engaging.
I know where you're going to.
I don't know.
I'm not sure why Pablo
is excited. To any of those.
I thought he was proposing.
No, I didn't propose.
And sending a toast.
No, not at all. So I think that will be. Tamale Central is a very beautiful environment. I have very good friends, in fact, in the northern part of this country. Tamale Central, Tamale North, and Tamale South are places that I play a lot in that area. And so I send my condolences to the family. It's a coincidence that was created only in 2004. So prior to 1992, 96, 2000, we didn't have Tamale Central. It was carved out in 2004. So
Mutala came from Nadoli.
Yeah, from Nadoli
to Tamale Central.
No, not Nadoli, from Nanton. Came from Nanton to that place.
Yeah.
He did one term over there and then came to back. In fact, he contested Tamale Central before when Yunus Afuseni was going, and then he lost Yunus Afuseni.
Right.
So the following elections, he went to Nanton, won over there. Then he lost again and came back to Tamale Central to contest.
Right.
It's been a journey, a very adventurous one for him. And Mutala is a personal friend. He's also a senior. In the Nooks fraternity, I was one time president of the National Organization. And he was also formerly our rep to the All African Students Union. So we have that cordiality, that contact. May his memory live longer and stay with us.
Politically, Prof, as a lecturer of political science, knows what he's up against. But as Wanda has painted a picture, realistically, what is he coming up against on the grounds in Tamale Central?
He has to sustain the seat because the NPP is preparing very hard. Yes, he has to sustain the seat.
Fancying your chances in Tamale Central?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Once we have redrawn, we are strategizing.
It will
we
be
are
an
rebuilding the party. Yes,
spectacle.
Yes, we are rebuilding the party. We can present a very keen competition to him. Yes, we present a very keen competition to him. I mean, academics are entering into politics, like you said. We have a lot of professors as well. We have a lot of PhD holders as well, who also hail from Tamale Central. So
hopefully G-Tech doesn't come after you.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, no, absolutely not. No. So I think that he needs to sustain the seat because we are coming very strongly. I mean, we have very high chances of winning the 2028 general election. We have very high chances of becoming majority in parliament. And Tamale Central is a seat that we'll be looking at. So once we have not contested, it means we are preparing.
Right.
So he has a lot of work to do. And I mean, very clearly, I said they are overwhelmed with numbers in parliament. He will be a backbencher because he's a first-timer in parliament. I hope and pray that he would make his presence felt on the floor of the House and be able to catch the eye of the Speaker.
Very well. Wanda, looks like this morning people are doing a lot of lobbying and advocacy for you. Philip is texting and he says, "Good morning, host. I am an NPP member and supporter, but I admire the communication skills, the demeanor and composure of Mr. Wanda. He should be considered for a position in a future reshuffle. May we continue to have such discerning minds on our screens." Well, thank you. And thank you to you, gentlemen. Doctor,
I want to say something before you
briefly,
wrap up. You know, the Ministry of Defense is a very important ministry. I want to call on President John Dramani Mahama. Please make an appointment immediately.
Right.
Yes, you cannot give a shadow minister to take care of the ministry. Ato Forsen is overwhelmed. He's taking care of our finances.
Yeah.
He's the Minister for Finance. So I think it's long overdue. He should immediately appoint someone, let the person go through vetting in Parliament so that the ministry can have a minister who can be decisive enough to be able to help the conflict that is happening in the northern region and even other conflicts that are happening and pockets of those in the country. So President John Dramani Mahama should immediately appoint a Minister of Defense. It's critical and very important.
Very well, gentlemen, this is where we'll have to leave it. Thank you so much. Dr. Palgrave Boache Dankwa, a member of the New Patriotic Party NPP. Wanda Madilo, whom, of course, our viewers are advocating for appointment, is a member of the National Democratic Congress, NDC. Thank you so much. And thank you to you. Keep the comments coming in. The show remains interactive as Philip and Chris Carter take over from me. We'll see you again.
Life can get hectic, and sometimes we forget to prioritize our well-being. That's where Vernal Mineral Water steps in. A refreshing solution packed with essential minerals, Vernal Mineral Water keeps you hydrated and balanced. Whether you're at home or work, Vernal Mineral Water is there to keep you going. Don't let a busy schedule hinder your health. Make Vernal Mineral Water a part of your daily routine. Share the love with Vernal Mineral Water, the choice for a healthy, vibrant you.
This advert is FDA approved.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey him later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Go be the luckiest. Go be from Georgia, be luckiest. From not the block, cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
God, Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the son of man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
The City Business Olympics is back! It's all about team building, networking, and staying healthy. Which game will your company participate in this year? Is it 7-a-side football, volleyball, swimming, basketball, or sack race? Rally your teammates and get ready for action. Date, Saturday, September 27, 2025. Time, 8 a.m. Venue, Eden Heights Sports Complex. Call 0558-973-973 to register your company today. Let's keep fit, grow connections, and enjoy a day full of energy and excitement. It's powered by City FM with support from Channel 1 TV.
Nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
The party itself has said that whenever you are in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but I didn't select him.
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and what and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama will be a mean president if he prioritizes only his children and DCP. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together. It's time to promote volunteerism, active citizenship, and patriotism in Ghanaian society.
Where we shine the spotlight on the unsung heroes among us.
Today, we're not just launching a program, we're igniting a revolution of skills, dreams, and hope.
On Volunteers TV, we highlight and celebrate people and groups that are great examples to us all.
Every single region in Ghana, we're doing something.
Good.
So no one's being left behind.
Over 800 kids that come to school, so having an extra classroom, extra resources will be really, really beneficial.
If you're a volunteer, you are actually serving because you are giving up your time and resources for nothing in return.
Volunteers TV, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
All right, good morning and welcome once again to Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. We are taking the second half of this program. I am Philip Nilate.
And my name is Chris Carter. We're excited to be here with you this Monday morning after the This is Ghana exhibition 2025. Drum roll. We had fun. In case you didn't come, you missed it.
Yeah.
But we're going to be showing you a bit of everything that happened in the 2 days, and I hope you're ready for it though. But then again, remember that this show is very interactive, so feel free to join in at any time. Send in your messages via the WhatsApp number on the screen. Do not forget to use the hashtag Breakfast Daily if you want to leave a comment, your thoughts, or any question on either X or Facebook, okay, at Breakfast Daily. And also, do not forget that you are also watching us on YouTube Live right now. So if you're on YouTube Live right now, there's the comment section right in the corner. There's one in the corner, there's one down there too. So just leave it there and we will get to read it on the show. I mean, it's very interactive, it's educational, it's informative, and also we get into our communities to talk about things. So there's a little bit of everything on this show. That's in case you're joining us for the first time. But like we said, we had a very good time yesterday, and really, we can't wait to show you the things you actually missed. Ghana has a lot to offer when it comes to products and services. And yesterday was a testament of some of those beautiful things that Ghana has to offer. It was great from every industry. We had a bit of everything, you know. We had fashion, we had construction, we had tech, we had even packaged food, we had beauty products, everything, skincare, everything that you can think of. Even research hubs were there. On education, we had schools there. Everybody had something to show, and this is all made in Ghana, and this is what the beauty of the This is Ghana exhibition is all about. Apart from that, the entertainment part was so great. I mean, if we're talking about exporting all these beautiful things we have in Ghana, I think music is one of the things also we have in Ghana that can be exported at any time. We had music from Nchinchin Band, we had music from Kwampa. It was super, super lovely. I mean, just take a look at the screen and you would see some of the things you missed. I even got a few things. I got a trouser, I got some skincare products, and yeah, that's it. And I also took I took flyers from different companies that, yeah, maybe I have to go back to them and also work with them. GEPA was there too. GEPA was there with, you know, some of the companies that are listed under them, and they are doing great things. They were doing great things. Anyway, we want to say a very big thank you to our sponsors for holding us down. I mean, they have done so much for us. We have MTN, we have Side Hustle, and we also have GEPA, EcoBank, FVV Rice, GEA, Ghana and Ghana Exim Bank. And also supporting us is Build Finance and then Twillium Companies. Yes, and remember that this is brought to you by Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM. And a very big thank you to every exhibitor that signed on, and also to the patrons for making This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 a success. Thank you so much.
It was a beautiful one. It was a beautiful one.
It was.
Saturday and Sunday. We'll bring you excerpts
and you were doing
on
your
the
thing.
Show. We'll bring you excerpts on the show.
I always get happy when I see you on stage. It's like
Really?
a different person.
Well,
You take off the suits and you get into another
and the
mood.
spirit takes over.
Yes. Right now.
Anyway, so we are done with This is Ghana exhibition and fair. We are moving to City Business Olympics, which is happening this month, few days from today. I'm sure that you are preparing yourself. That organization is preparing itself to join. You can see on the screens, it's Saturday, September 27th, 2025, Eden High Sports Complex. It's 8 a.m. Registered now, like we keep telling you, please do the registration now because we have limited slots. 0558-973-973 is the call line. You can call immediately and do your registration, and make sure that you book your slot, because maybe tomorrow we can tell you that's sold out, or 2 or 3 days from now we can tell you that's sold out. You know how we do it here at Channel 1 TV and also City FM. Please call and register now. This is the biggest sporting or the corporate sporting event that you can find in this country, and it brings together a lot of people where you can network, which is very important because it's not always you're supposed to be in the suit and tie. You're supposed to also take it off once and get onto the pitch and get to know somebody, exercise, do some staying healthy and all that. And also we have the one that is the icing on the cake, that is a CEO's challenge. Bring that CEO of yours to come and challenge, and let's see who is going to be the winner for the CEO's challenge. So make sure that you do the registration now, which is very important. Call now. 0558-973-973 is the call line. Also, the Channel 1 News app is on Google Play Store. We want to keep you informed. You have to know what is going on around you. And anytime we post the news item on our portal, once you have the news app, you get notification on your phone and you know what is happening around you. So please go to the Google Play Store right now, download the Channel 1 News app, which is very important. Chris,
Yeah.
a lot is trending. On Friday, there was a Facebook post or a post that was made by the communications minister on DStv agreeing to reduce prices. Then DStv came back to say that, well, there's no plan to do that. That the communications minister came back again. Then just yesterday or today, we've seen that NCA, with NCA and also DStv, there's supposed to be a scheduled meeting. All what Ghanaians are asking for is that a final decision should be made, whether there's going to be a reduction or not. We are yet to see, because DStv is also raising concerns with some few things. The communications minister, Sam George, says that he's fighting hard for Ghanaians. You can see the statement on your screens, which reads, the 7th of September 2025, the National Communications Authority has received from MultiChoice